Ambassador Jeff told me that you'll be coming in, Mr. MX, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And yeah, it was such a wonderful evening today. We are discussing about. Sorry. So, guys, we are actually discussing about Nigerian, past and present leader. Jeff. So, where are you? Where are you calling from?
From Melbourne.
Melbourne. Okay. Wow. I'm in Melbourne. So that's very good. So I just said it's coming, and we have other people coming. So we are just talking about, I don't know how interested you are about Nigerian past and present leaders. I would ask people to, share light on, if there's any Nigerian leader they would like to bring back to govern the country. Everybody was totally, some people say we don't want any of them. Somebody said he wants Yaradua. That Yaradua could have done a lot of things, but death did not allow Yaradua to do those things. So, and someone again says about Jonathan, Goodluck Jonathan. They said Jonathan could have done well, but Jonathan did well. Master Jeff is here. Good day, brother. So yeah, I was just say welcome, Master Jeff. So guys. So somebody said about
Mr. Emmett Josica.
Yeah. So somebody said about Jonathan that Jonathan did well, but what happened is that Jonathan allowed corruption to take over his tenure. So do you have anything to share or shine light on this, please?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I think Nigeria politics is. I don't think the question I should be asking you is why do you thinking of bringing the old leaders who have been there for years to come back and govern the country, rather rule the country? I think the strategies Nigeria need right now is to actually groom a new candidate with a fresh idea. I don't think Nigeria need the old idea kind of a system any longer. And with the current situation right now, with technologies, people around the world going into right now, I think we need someone with a very kind of visionary to be able to move the country forward. I don't think Nigeria need Yaradua and this that. We cannot just keep living backward all the time. And that's my opinion. I don't think I'm here to be selecting. We should bring back old footballer for it to replace a new team. That we need to go back and have you ever seen they say, oh, let's go back and bring the old footy player. No, we don't do that. They have to recruit a new candidate, new grid. I think that's the best way to do it. Nigeria have a lot of talented people around the world. Okay, so we have to find a solution. Then I go back home. It can even be you yourself. It can be yourself. And I remember when Jeff and so we were, what's his name, Jeff? That guy, what's his name? Sowore. When I told Sowore made the biggest mistake ever. So sorry to say this platform.
No, you are right. You are right. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Sowore would have started as a governor. He would have run as a governor. The what he have done, he would have created a beautiful city in his state first. I like people don't understand politics, right? I'm a politician here as well. You have to start from the grassroots. Okay, you start from your local government to state, for example, federal, for example, right? So that guy would have started with this. I think Jeff is there now. I said, Jeff, I told Eiffel as well. I say, in my opinion, the guy would have just gone straight as a governor. Don't worry about whoever here. He said, Once he win that governorship, he will now design the city, bring infrastructure, and everything's going well. Now, so wow, governor
Mm.
that state around. Now you have a ticket now to go to the federal level, federal seat. All right. Why I say that is Nigeria is a very difficult society as a country, right? Don't get me wrong, because
Yeah.
we have kind of divisive based on ethnicity. The
Yeah.
Igbo, the Yorubas, the Hausas, and this and that. It's difficult for us to bridge that gap of ethnicity, and that's the biggest problem. For example, once we overcome that, before we can move forward. The last word I will say, we also lack what we call unity. We not unify. We not unify our own.
Yeah.
We don't have that unification to move us forward. We are divided people.
Yeah.
I know you can say you're my brother, but we're not because you know that's just my opinion. So I don't think if I have to select any of the past leader, I will say zero. I will select any of them. They're gone. Their time is over. They should not be coming back again to rule Nigeria. I don't think that's the right way. We should find a credible candidate who can push us forward to the correct 21st century. And that's my opinion.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
Mr.
thank you very much, Mr. Emmett. Welcome to the show. And if you have other
Um,
time to discuss any issue that is vital in moving Nigeria forward, we would like you to be featured on the program every now and then. And we are looking for credible people who have a basic good ideas and opinion, who can express their view without fear and favor, in order for us to move as a team to to fix Nigeria. Nigeria is a very, very complex it's a very, very complex society, like you rightly said. And the idea is being able to bring everybody together in one unity, one uniform.
mm.
Um, Nigeria does not need an old school. Technologically, what they have in the system now, majority of
Just,
them, the school,
I
they
was
will
going
be
to
able
1 minute. Let's just welcome Cynthia. Cynthia, welcome. Welcome for joining us, huh? This Miss, I
Hello.
know Pastor Jeff already, and you know Mr. Emmett. So the
Mr.
one.
Emmett. Mr. Emmett,
Oh,
Hi,
okay. Hello,
how are
Mr.
you?
Emmett.
you want anyway? Like Emmett rightly said, we don't need old team to come and replace the new team. Nigeria needs consistency and they need the new breed. And this new breed is what is very difficult for us to find at the moment because the youth we have in Nigeria at the moment are not thinking right. They are being sidelined and also they are always supporter. They are always a supporting team. They only clap for those that is embezzling the the in fact the whole fabric of the nation. So I would rather say that it is time for us to start searching for a new team that we enable Nigeria to move because the beauty about all these things is that a good Nigeria will see a good Africa.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
is where I see it. So I will leave the table to turn to Cynthia if you have anything to add to it. Cynthia, what we are saying here is that uh, Mr. Um, Mr. Emmanuel said we should choose for the past president if at all is any for us to bring forward. But Ahmed has answered the questions saying we don't need old schools to come and replace the new breed. So we want to see your take on this before we can leave the table for Ahmed to continue.
Yeah, I suppose the motion. We don't need old people. Their tenure have passed. I think we need new generation, new ideas. People who can implement something new, people who can bring out their young youth's idea, not the other old past presidents. Many of them have come more than one tenure, and which is very bad. They should allow the younger ones at least let's see what they can do. So for me, I don't want to bring any past president back.
Yeah, why I talk about the old president. Like, if you have been following, global view, like Malaysia, they have Mahathir. Mahathir have been there before. They find it necessary because of the cost. They decide to bring it back. And so I think, and before he came back,
I think
actually.
I think I think I think I'll stop you there. There's what we call adversary board. Okay, let me give an example. All right, I'll give an example I'll use Australia as an example.
Okay.
Today we have Scott Morris, right? Scott
That,
Morrison, sorry. Yeah.
yeah.
Scott Morrison also sometimes he may consult John Howard or
Yes.
Tony Abbott.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So that does not mean they're not part of this, they're still part of the system. Even a few days ago, Kevin Rudd was speaking for the Labour Party as well. They're still
Yeah.
part of the system. But what I'm saying is they use a fresh face to be able to move forward, because the reason I'm saying that is when you have an idea, I have an idea right now. You have an idea. Other person have an idea, right? Once you have the collective idea, you brainstorm it and be able to use successfully, right? Now let's go back to economic wise, right? Now I remember when I was a little kid, right? Uh, Malaysia start to import Nigeria palm tree.
Yeah. 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 Yes. That's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But today, Malaysia is the world leading palm oil export around the globe, right?
Yeah.
But where's Nigeria? They lost their way, right? No, okay.
Okay.
Now, another thing again I'll put together. Many years ago, Dubai was a desert. Today, Dubai now becoming world class right now, okay?
That's right.
Now, how can you imagine in Nigeria politicians now takes your resources, money, your fund, okay? Your taxpayer money, wherever it is, right? Go to Dubai, buy an investment, come back home. Man, just look at this situation now there, right? Whereby we can be able to have infrastructure in Nigeria. For example, you can design Calabar, okay, Port Harcourt as holiday destination, right? Now, those are cool ideas. Now, few days ago, the Minister of Tourism uh, in Australia just measured that last year to this year, Australia has spent $80 billion over offshore, right? Now,
Yes.
why
Yes.
don't you spend that money locally in Australia? You see that creative idea, that motion. Now we can create. So, what I'm trying to say now is we need we need to find some solution in Nigeria whereby to move the country forward, we have to have a very great idea. All right. Nigeria, the infrastructure there is dead, right?
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Infrastructure is dead. But you have a minister of aviation. Where's the airport? Okay. You have a minister of agriculture. Where is it? Now, the question right now, Nigeria don't have that big title, labor, just for liberty's sake, for defrauding the country. So what I'm saying, I'll stop here, is those people already have experience. We can also appoint them to be adversary. We just go there to seek advice from them. Then we have the person elected have to make that decision based on the advice. Nothing stop. They can still be part of the board. They can be the council member of executive. They can give some kind of small job they'll be doing so that we can get information from them. It's not, you can't just rule them out because they have great experience. We use
Yes.
their experience to move the country forward. That's what I mean by that. But they should not be staying, because they're kind of okay. We don't need recycle memory anymore. Their brain is already recycled. They recycle the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It does not make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. That's my opinion again. So we need some fresh ideology. People that have a great idea want to move Nigeria forward. All right. And that is it. Okay. It's somebody say, oh, it's Buhari, it's Buhari. Buhari is not a problem of Nigeria, right? The problem of Nigeria as an individual, yourself, myself. Because like what the Scott Manuel say, Australia is for everybody. You have to play your role. You have to play your role. You have to play your role. So that is it, all right? If you don't play your role, then we can't move forward. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Emmett. Thank you. You have a very great vision, and as he's rightly said, he's a politician. He knows the red blood cells that Nigeria is missing. The way we see Nigeria from overseas is quite different while you are in there. The people, the crop of people that are in Nigeria today, and the people that are voted them in, and the people they are voted in, they are the same. I mean, let's take Edo State, for example. When we were growing up, we have tap water. It was running. Sometimes the tap will burst. We will call them to run down within 1 hour, 5 hours. They will already know that the tap have busted on the way. They will come and fix it back. Today, nearly every house have a borehole. By the side of this borehole is a sewage, pit toilet. And everybody complaining of typhoid fever. I mean, you go to toilet here, you tap the water from the other corner. And this water, they are drinking it fresh from the ground. And they are not even boiling it. You hear somebody sick because why? Everybody do whatever they want to do because the majority of the houses have somebody overseas. They go and eat whatever they want to eat. They call, brother, I'm sick. But they forget the fact that there's no amount of brother is going to pay to solve the problem for you without you not stopping the problem by yourself. It's just the same thing like Nigerian politics. You see the people clapping for them are the same people. The problem. You vote for somebody to come and represent you. You are not going back to come and ask him his manifestos. Why do you want to come and rule? Where is your manifesto? What are you going to put on board in 100 days in the office? If you cannot create a full step for 100 days, how do you think this person is going to be there for 4 years and be able to create something? When it rains, it looks like we are in Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
And we start blaming the past government. We will keep on
This is
blaming
what
the past
happened in
government.
Lagos too.
The present government will not blame himself. He will blame the one and the other. Some people are still blaming Obasanjo of 1979. People still blame Buhari in 1975. People are still blaming Olusegun. What is it called? Gowon. It is Gowon's problem. It is Obeha. It is Husseini. But what about the people that are sitting there right there now? What is their take? How are they going to stand there and blame somebody instead of them to use the time in their hand to fix a little bit of what he can fix? They will do a blame game, blame game, blame game. His 8 years will complete, it will go. Another one will come. Instead of him to start from where the other one stopped, he will drag all the contractor away, cancel all the project, and make all those projects abandoned projects. And he will start creating a new one. And that new one he created, he's not going to finish it. The next one is coming to stop it. So we need to brainstorm, like Emmett said. We start talking about this. People are watching us. People are listening. At the time we get offline today, maybe we'll have 500 or 600 people who is watching us online, somewhere else around the world. People need to start talking about these things in order for us to be able to move our country forward. Because if we are not talking about it, no one at home is going to act on it.
So Mr. Jeff, now, we have had these leaders, all the past leaders we've had has been male. Do you think it's time for us to give the female a chance and let the men take back seats?
The women so far has not been given opportunity to shine. The one has come, either snake is stealing money from their bank account or monkey is moving money to somewhere else. In Nigeria politics, the people says women are the most dangerous people you can ever find in the office. People sideline them, use them to embezzle money. Those are where the monkey is stealing money, snake is swallowing money. That's our elephant is taking money from First Bank. Those are the people. But in the other way around, any woman today put his hand up, how would they support the person? And let's see, maybe if it's in the forefront that the whole eyes are watching the person, maybe he will be able to do something about it. But that at the moment, You see that lady that went with Nigerian petroleum money, whatever. And now she's now a minister in Dominican Republic of Haiti. He got a citizen somewhere over there now.
Wow.
So they made him a minister somewhere.
Wow.
So you can imagine, because the husband was a military general, the EFCC playing here and there, playing here and there. In the English government, it's not going to allow anybody to be extradited from England when you know they have billions in their bank. You can look at far back, Umaru Diko. When he ran to England, Abacha was going to even kidnap him and bring him to Nigeria to try him. But they could not take that guy out. When the civilian government come in, they let him come home.
So Cynthia, So Cynthia, do you think it's right time for Nigeria to have a female president? What do you think? For Nigeria to have a female president, what do you think?
Well, to me, if that is possible, if it will ever be possible, I think they should give the female a chance and see. Since the male have been ruling for all ages, we didn't see any changes. If there will be a way or possibility that they will give female a chance, let's see on their own idea and see if something new will come out from them. But this is not about politics. It's all about godfathers. And so even if woman is there, you will see some other people manipulating her and so on. Before you know it, corruption, she will join the other people. So, but I think it's also a good idea if it could ever happen. Let's see the changes. I remember then when in Anambra State, that lady,
Dora.
not Dora, I think Etiaba, somebody, during the time of Mbadinuju, she was the governor. Yeah. So I think she brought some changes before she was. If that could happen in Nigeria presidency, I think it would be a good idea also.
Yeah, Mr. Betty, what do you think? Yes, I'm sure. What do you think? Such a blind idea.
I think first and foremost, I'll go this way. It's possible because things are changing rapidly at the moment. If you look at New Zealand, many years ago here in Australia, Julie Gillard toppled Kevin Rudd to become a first prime minister in Australia. In the UK, I think in Liberia, not long ago, a female president was there in Liberia. But I don't see the reason why it cannot happen in Nigeria. But my concern, the finance minister in Nigeria also, the finance minister of petroleum, I can't remember. That I think that lady actually, minister of petroleum, so that actually there's a lot of corruption allegations, something like that as well. So the Nigeria situation right now, the men cannot even clean themselves up right now. So talk about the women. And again, most of the men too in Nigeria actually shine for the women because the women actually push them. Sorry to say this word, the women in Nigeria actually push the men to a limit of trying to make sure they go to the extent of buying an expensive car to entice the women in Nigeria. So it's an incredible situation because I don't know, but I'm just feeling sometimes because our lady very expensive. Their hair and this and that and this and that. So they push the men to a certain level whereby the men go outside the line or outside the bus. And I don't know, but it's possible, but it's a long way to go. And it's possible, it's a long way to go because first of all, we need to address between the southern east or southeast east or the northern part of Nigeria, because it's kind of rotating. I think they rotated the presidency seat in Nigeria. So until a female candidate within the party, within the two major party, receives such endorsement, I don't think it's something. Politics is not something you can jump straight up. People in Australia, you have to join the party for a certain period. The party have to nominate you. So when the party nominate you, they have to vote on this go. That's the process in Nigeria as well. So you have to join the party have to endorse you, what we call pre-selection. So once you go down to pre-selection, it's okay. But do you think any Nigeria female politician will receive such endorsement for any major party? That's the question. So it's not something I can do here. But again, we talk about politics here. Okay, so we can be say something here and here in Australia, in America, but if you're on the ground, not possible. In Australia, the same thing here. Now we have the council elections coming around in Victoria. Now, is any Nigerian female say, well, I want to run for the council election? Probably no. Some say yes. So that is how it works. So when you go to Nigeria too, so you have to run for that position. There's no hand-pick anymore in politics. You have to fight for it. So you have to lobby yourself, got a party support to be able to have such tickets. So it's a long way for Nigeria female, but it's doable.
You know, I kind of look around, like you said. Look at Germany. The female did very well. She's doing well. Look at New Zealand. Actually, the female prime minister is rated as one of the best prime ministers they ever have in New Zealand. Joe Gillian, although she has a lot of problem here, but she still tried. And I think if we can have the Minister of Petroleum, we can have the Minister of Finance. We just talk about the Minister of Petroleum, which she get herself involved in bribing. But what of the Finance Minister? She was the backbone of Jonathan regime. And during Jonathan regime, economy was okay. Talk about Dora, the NASDAQ chief. Dora did very well. So if we, it's all about men. If we can actually, give them that room, create the atmosphere for them to be able to run, I think female, they would do better. Because, we men, we have done a lot of damage to our next generations, which is very hard. It's time that we give female. I know when females are in power, they act differently. But when they are aside, it's quite different. When you give them power, female acts very different. So it's time for us to, it's time for men to step back. Past election, couple of people tried to run election past one, but it didn't work. So we're hoping to see if women can have the chance to run. I think Mr. Nets is having problem with his camera. If you are listening to your camera,
Yeah, I think it's bad.
So I think if there's the problem, then I was just say something now, then we go to another topic and see what's going on.
Yeah, like Ahmed said, it's doable, but they first of all have to front them themselves in a manner where people can reckon with. So far, so good. The women that have tried in Nigerian politics have not been able to perform. People says the finance minister did perform, but he performed and presided by a government that was so corrupt that they almost want to sell people's kitchen. So they just dip money everywhere. At the end of the day, they said Nigeria economy was one of the best economy in Africa, but when there's nothing to write home about it, our currency was floated, everything is floated, and still today Nigeria cannot manufacture a spoke. So even with the common expensive, we import toothpick from Germany. So we're still importing Hennessy from America when we have a Google in supply. So
That's why we thinking at the moment. We're thinking of trying to convert have some manufacturing plant to Google, so not too far away. So probably we have to do something different, because the only thing I've said to most Nigeria or African men so far, and especially within the period of this Black Lives Matter, okay, and I realize that this also with the coronavirus situation, COVID-19 situation, and I realize that we that came here or travel around the world, we actually left something back home that very vital. So time for us to go back a little bit, okay, and trying to create an impact to contribute to your village, to your community, and change something different. Now, I'll tell you one thing today, right? I'll use Australia as an example. Every day, Australia will be talking about money laundering, we should stop money laundering, blah blah. The biggest money laundering in the world, they are the Africans leaders.
Exactly.
They are
Yep.
the
Yes.
biggest
Yes.
money laundering
Yeah,
in the
it's
world.
true.
They are the African leaders. But none of the West will try to prevent the money laundering because the money leaving Africa back
Comes to the
again
West.
straight to the economies. And that's the money they used to borrow most of the bank for credit card or home loan, whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, right? Let's another thing I will explain to you guys. Now, how will you stop that? Because once once they stop that, because why the African economy is fine. Why is it this way, right? Because maybe I'm wrong, but this is one thing I'm thinking. And some research I've done so far, listen to some video, talk to some few people who understand the system. Now, if you look at each country in Africa have any minerals, either gold, diamond, petroleum, any material you can think of, right? You can see up in Africa now. But then we cannot control it because once you start to control a great nations like that, they we affect the economies of the West, and the West has also have a say in Africa economies as well. Last year, Australia company made $80 billion from Africa. 80
Wow.
billion. I can send the link to you guys. This is from us by the Australia government, okay, website, not from individual website, not the blog. Okay, it's not like write up. $80 billion, the mining sector, only mining sector. I posted on my Facebook before, but I deleted it last week also. $80 billion they take from Africa. But again, the Red Cross will tell you, the Salvation Army will tell you, Africa need a help. We should donate money to them over there because they're suffering. You're not suffering, brother. You're not suffering. I'm not suffering. But your leader make you suffering. So we need to change the mindset. The mindset is like people always say the slave trade was a mindset. The slave trade, the slave trade is gone, but a different mindset right now they have on us. That's still the brain we have in a different way. That like somebody will tell me the other day, I say, sorry, I'm in Australia. I say, they tell you we live in a great country. Australia's a great country. America's a great country. They'll tell you that because they want you to feel that where you're coming from is not great. They want you to feel where you left is not great, and you feel bad about where you're coming from, so you cannot return back there because they use your resources here yourself, your manpower. Remember, when you're here, you're using your manpower. So your manpower contributes to the economics here. All right. And if you go look around Craigieburn in the western suburb, many years ago they're bushy, very bushy. But today it's
Yes.
well developed right now,
That's
growing,
right. Mm-hmm.
keep growing. Now another thing I'll stop here. If you guys here now come from a village from Imo State, say, I don't want to live in a village. But when you come to Australia, you gotta live in Shepparton. That's the village. But you
Yes.
stay there because they grant you a visa to stay there. Now,
Mm.
because you fail, I fail to go and clean up where I'm from to develop it for other people to come and live there with a good infrastructure. So that's the problem. That's the problem. Because when you start to think in a different way of trying to make, because the only benefit you have this country, I can say to right now, you wake up in the morning, you have your light, you go to work, you come home, security guard protecting you, no crime, not the crime rate is very low. There's a crime here anyway. People kill each other anytime sometimes, but the crime is very low. There's a fight on the street, but it's very low. Now, but you don't have that. Your road is bad. You have no good water. You have no good hospital. So that's where the difference. Now, if you yourself start implement that in your own village, not just Lagos first, in your own village, they start to move off from Lagos to other cities. Things have to change. If a Nigeria leader start to invest in the people, The pastors, they're the worst in Nigeria. So the pastor, they're the worst in Nigeria, right? Because if you take money from the people, no, I'm serious. If you take money from the people and enrich yourself, and you said to go to heaven, why don't you create a heaven here for them first? Because you want to go to heaven when they die, but they're still alive. So while they're alive, why can't you just give them something to? Why do you lift them up a little bit? You want them to come to your shop because they want to go to heaven, but they're suffering on earth first. That's also that suffering. It's a hair. So when you have no money, when you don't eat properly, it's a hair. I'm telling you, brother, a hair you don't have to die before go to hell. You can also be a hell on earth. When you have no money to feed yourself, your children cannot go to school, you can never buy food for your children. That's a hell. So we need to change the thinking, especially the African Nigerian, to change the thinking of trying to support each other, grow our economies. Whether we are here today in Australia, if you have any investment back home, you go to your village, you put small in there for them, you employ 7 people, 3 people, you support the family there slowly. There's a time you can pack your bag and support and come back. Now you have 2 passports. You have a Nigerian passport, you have Australian passport. You can fly there and do your own share and come back here and do your own share. Nothing stop you. The Jewish people do the same thing. Sorry, they go do. They're the one that built Israel. I tell you this, right? I remember many years ago when I was living in Dublin. When I first arrived in Dublin, it was very poor. But the Irish people that live in America, they came and built these computer villages, whatever, to make bring a lot of technology to Ireland. Boom, Dublin exploded with technology that time, 1997. Technology everywhere. They became a European Union, get support. Today we look at Dublin. Now, when I went there 2 years ago with my family, the road is all tied. They have before there was no tram. Now they have a tram. Everything changed in Dublin. We can do that in Africa, but we don't have that thinking. We don't have that thinking. We only have our knowledge is just how many Nigerian doctor in Australia, how many Nigerian doctor in England, how many Nigerian doctor engineer in the US. Why don't you try to channel this brain back home? Channel this brain back home. Finally, I was watching somebody send a YouTube video to me a few days ago. America was saying in Nigeria, they have more doctors in Nigeria, in America, more lawyer, more graduate, more say, keep coming to America, then America come and say, well, they keep coming because that is slavery. You suck the country, their knowledge. So they not grow your economy, but their economy is poor where they're coming from. So what I'm talking now is if we can not take that knowledge we have around the world back to Africa, trying to govern ourselves, trying to implement things without to change, bring industry. Jeff just sort of toothpick. Jeff can go out, can buy one machine from China, maybe $5,000 machine. Jeff himself can buy $5,000 machine, go to Benin, open one factory, just do a toothpicks. So it's not cost too much money to do. You can Google the machine from Alibaba.com. You can buy one machine there, send to Nigeria, and produce toothpicks, and that is it. But none of us have that initiative. Or if we have initiative, we take anything come from America or Germany, Austria, or Australia, France is better than what we have. It's wrong. It's wrong. The thinking, the method thinking is the biggest problem we all have as Africans.
Thank you very much. Wow.
Very low.
Wow, that's a very big one. Yeah. Before you continue, I have so much inspiring, so let's get to this topic now. That's very important. As we are discussing this, we have come out that we don't want the past leader. We just want them as a mentor, or just want them as a kingsman to the younger one. Okay. Now let's look at the Nigeria broadly. Let's go broadly to Nigeria. The Nigerian problem today. Do you think the ethnicity is stopping any president or governors from performing, even within tribes, even within states? You find different tribe problems. Then within Nigeria, you find Igbos one Biafra, Yorubas one Oduduwa, Hausas one Arewa. Then within again, they have Niger Delta, one Niger Delta Republic. They have Ijo, one Ijo Republic. Do you think the ethnic problem, that's why I so much focus on leadership, do you think those problems are causing Nigerians to divide their attention? They could not focus us, in developing their villages or their states. What do you think about those divisions? Like Biafran, Duduwa, Arewa, all this problem? Mr. Eti,
Are you asking me?
yeah, do you want to shine light on that, if you mind? If you
Okay.
don't mind?
Now, thank you for that. The answer to that, right? I'll go back again because I've traveled around the world, so I've experienced a lot as well. The problem the European did for Africa's own is to create a division into us first. I'm going to analyze one by one. You may agree or disagree, but that's my opinion. First of all, the only way to conquer us is to divide us first. So that division is there already. So we have the Bini, you have the Yoruba, you have this, you have the Igbo. Now, the Igbo, we don't like to do to Yoruba. Yoruba, we don't have to do with the Igbo. The Shekiri will not have to do with the Ujo. The Ujo have a problem with Isoko Percy. Now, why is that? Because they created that long time ago. It's like a sin. So once they created it, now to overcome that problem, that's the problem too they have in America today because the Black American don't like the African migrant that coming to America. I don't know whether you
Yes.
understand that.
Yeah,
The
no,
Black
that's right.
American,
I know. Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, the Black America hate to see the real African coming to their land. They think you come there to take their job, take everything because that's what they want you to believe. But when you
Yes.
see if Australia person go to England, boy, it's like a family to them. They want to support them. So we don't have that support. We don't have that. And that's one of the biggest we also have in overseas because we don't do business within ourselves. So we are divided. We don't like to support our business to grow. Because if Jeff grows, well, I will not let Jeff to grow. So to answer the question again is number one thing we need to do first is to put aside either you're Yoruba, either you're Igbo, either you're Hausa. We first of all recognize ourselves as one Nigerian. If we can overcome that, brother, Nigeria will take off like this, like a fire. Because the issue they have in Nigeria today is what they call ethnic cleansing. The ethnic cleansing, that's what triggers a lot of civil unrest most of the time in Nigeria. Because the Yorubas and the Hausa and Igbos, if you go to Zaire, they have the same problem. If you go to South Sudan, they have Dinka, Iwi, all those ones. They have the
Yeah,
same
I just
problem.
had a piece and they had a big problem. Big killing.
That's right. That's right. Because that's what they make you to. That's what they make you to be. Because once you overcome that division, the hatred, you hate yourself. If once you overcome it, brother, you're on fire. But it's a very long way. So in order to do that, we need to go back to start to teach kids from school. So they teach kids from school. So either you have to have one universal language, maybe don't make a pidgin English as our natural language.
Yeah.
In preaching English. So we don't have to worry about the Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, whatever. And that I know people are gonna say why you do that because even here in Victoria, if Yoruba person organizes something, it will invite first of all the Yorubas. If people do something, invite all the Igbos. So the issue there is there. And when we have one Nigeria Association meeting, nobody will turn up. Okay, they have a few people who turn up. That's a problem. So yes, the answer is a problem. That's why you have people want to break away. This one to go in on its way. This one to go in on its way. It's one of the biggest problems they have in Nigeria. So first of all, we need to find a solution to resolve it to be what. And that's what Buhari is having that problem today because Buhari will now think about Hausa. The Igbo say, I want Igbo leaders. I want Hausa leader. I want Yoruba leader. It's not about Yoruba or Hausa anymore. Okay, I am from Niger Delta, right? I am in Niger Delta. I'm on Urobo, right? For example, we not a lot of us, not many at all, around the nation. We just few of us. But the resources, the crude oil coming from my area, some part of my area, Niger Delta, come part of my area. But we don't have no voice. We have no voice. Nobody know about us. We don't have no big quarter allocated for us at all. And when you talk of governorship or leadership, I don't think we're not going to get to president at all for some years to come. Jonathan was Jonathan was there by default. You
By
understand?
chance. Yes, yes, yes.
So that's what I can only say at the moment because it's a very big issue.
Thank you, Mr. Emmett. Let me come in. Yeah, thank you very much for your. You have a very good understanding of the culture. You see, African culture is supposed to be one culture. Like you said, division, sharing, and they destabilize that culture. So more or less like the Greek, they said they were building a house to seek God, and confusion came. That house will never built in Thessalonica. So you see, looking at European Union, there are so many languages, but first thing they did, there are two things they took out of their system. They first of all take the ethnicity out of it in order for them to come together. So they bridge the gap, take the ethnicity out of it, all of them come together and become one European Union. You can drive from Berlin to Madrid. From Madrid, you can drive from there to Greece. You can drive around in Europe because they take their wages of sin out of it. We can move freely, we can call ourselves friends, but we are all Europeans. You can drive from France to England. They took out that barrier. They first of all took it out. Leaving Nigeria to Cameroon, it look like it's like looking for American visa.
Yes.
It's very, very difficult.
Hey.
If you have traveled around Africa, you will see that it's not easy to move from one state to the other. I've been around in Africa. I've traveled from Tanzania down to South Africa, from Congo, Brazzaville, down to South Africa. So I know what it takes to travel by land around Africa. It takes me sometimes I have to fly, drop it up in the line. But the question is the mentality of an African man owns it takes the land to be his own territory. You see, take the building system here, for example, the government buy the lands from all landowners, and then they sell it to the land developers. And before those people develop this land, they put all the sewage, pipe, water, electricity on the line, and then they start selling the land. So that when you go in there will be water, electricity, everything. Same thing, if we are going to talk about development in Africa, we have to remove all those barriers. There are too many barriers in Africa. The way they created Africa, they created it with a lot of barriers. So that only the rich and the strong can attain that wealth. And when they grab it, anybody coming underneath them, they will silence them. Just like you rightly said about the churches. My friend called me and told me that the time Europeans were investing money in industrialization, Africa were paying tax and offering to pastors. So that is where they missed it. The tax and offering they are giving to pastors was that money is made for industrialization. The moment the pastor gather the whole money, they go and buy private jet. They build schools for Europeans. They build schools for Americans because they are expecting those people to bring dollars. Most of the Nigerian schools, private schools, if you go there, they are all foreigners in there. The people that are doing their tithes and offering for them in the church can attend those schools. The road to the church is you can't drive 20 kilometers on it. So if you look at the way the whole thing is structured, they structure it for only for people to just to consume. They just consume. They make people to live in here before they are dead. So if they die, maybe they are going to another here. No one knows. But what I'm saying in essence is Africans need to use their brainstorm and ask themselves the question, why are we here? Why are we here talking about development from year in, year out? You vote for a governor that cannot afford to give you one supermarket. He doesn't know how to do landscaping. He cannot do roads. He cannot bring you water. He cannot afford to bring you electricity. You still clap for that same person. Babao, babao. For how long? And the same people that planted them there, when you ring them on the phone, they will not answer your call. When it's a year to election, they will remember you again. They will buy you one car. Then you see people want to break their head. The man is so good. I see people on Facebook today. People are now wearing Mexican cap because election is come. It's an opportunity for him to feed himself. He's not talking about his children. These people that is doing this, if you go to their house, the kind of flies that will fly out of the house, you won't believe it. That this is the same person that is making noise outside. They are living in abject poverty. The road to their house, no electric, no good road, nothing. These people, they go and buy Jeep. When the tire bursts, they can't afford to fix it. That Jeep will be packed. So Nigeria and every other African nations need to, first of all, deal with the ethnicity. Once the ethnicity is out of the way, we cannot communicate freely.
I don't think, Jeff. I think you cannot get rid of ethnicity. It's very, very.
No, we are not getting rid of the ethnicity. Meaning we have to bridge the gap. Bridging the gap that we call ourselves one.
I think no again. I think I said that before. My last word is, for the first right now, right? The first thing we need to be able to understand is you need to put your differences that Edo, when you see me. And when you look at me, you don't look at me like a Urubo man. Understand? So I don't look any of you where your background anymore. Okay? I look at you like a Nigerian.
That's
the
it.
problem we have, as I said, is you only think about your ethnicity issue here. Now, in order to bridge that gap, you have to be a curriculum we introduce in school, which I said before. So you have to, even the issue of corruption or whatever, you have to like a syllabus, you have to follow through to either high school. Now, to do that, because I'll give an example. I told my wife a few days ago, there's a guy that said a house to me from Lagos. The house was costing about $1.4 million of Sierra dollars. Then I sent it to my manager in Nigeria.
Oh man!
Said, my manager replied back and said, "You want to buy that house?" So I'm looking. Then he said, "Oh well, I would like to buy that house when I have a political position." That way he replied back. So which means he's my manager. He works for me, but he's thinking right now he want to buy that house when he has a political position. So which means that's right.
He's going to invest the money.
That's right.
So, no, that's still. Use the word still.
Understand? No, you see the culture there. So the culture is very dirty culture. So he is not telling me that if he succeeded, become a politician, win any election, first of all, we go and buy such house in Lekki area of Banana Island, right? So that would be his goal. So, but what I'm trying to say right now is the thinking has to change. The ideology of me becoming a politician, become successful, not a businessman. It has to change because Nigeria don't have a true rich businessman anymore. But either Nigeria where today, you either have to be a pastor or a politician, not true business anymore. But in Australia or in America, it's the business. All right, you can see our last prime minister, Maketombo. Now he was a businessman before he became a prime minister. A few days ago, another invested $1 million for a project with his company. So these are the people who actually contribute with their skill. Okay, but Nigeria, somebody drop us whatever. Let us say councillor or chairman of his local government. So it's just a situation where we have to change the culture, how we do things from the grassroots. Okay, because the current Nigeria boys today don't care how you make the money; they just want to make the money. So whether in the political position or whatever way they can do to achieve it. So that culture need to change.
Okay, Cynthia, what do you think?
Okay.
I want to ask a question. You said division is not the solution to Nigeria's problem. Yeah.
Pardon?
But we're right.
I
There's
think
a.
you can't hear you proper.
Can
What
you
did you
hear
say?
me now?
Yeah.
You can
I
speak,
can
yeah.
hear you.
I said you said division is not the solution to Nigerian problem.
Tribal division.
Division.
That's what
No,
he said.
I just say so. Division is a big problem.
No, you say it's not, whereby people are seeking for division, that it won't end the problem we have in Nigeria.
Oh no, it will not end it. No, because the reason I say
So
will not
I
end
just
the problem.
want to ask, excuse me, I just want to ask, there's an article or Ube posted maybe 3 weeks ago where a minister was saying that Nigeria is very big for them to manage. Don't you think that she is indirectly telling us that division is the only problem that can solve, is the only solution that can solve Nigerian problem? Because if it's coming from their office, that's is yeah.
Let me
Jeff,
come in
Jeff,
here.
Jeff,
Yeah.
he asked the question. The answer to your question is Nigeria want to split. We know that. Okay. But the question is splitting Nigeria, if you split Nigeria today, some state or some country will survive peacefully, some not. Okay. Now, most countries that split so far divided Nigeria in Africa never succeeded. You can see, for example, they still have some issue in South Sudan at the moment. South Sudan was Sudan. They have the north and the south. The south was say, well, we want to go on our way. They went on their way. From there, we have different division again. That's what Jeff is talking about. We have ethnicity inside. We have different ethnicity. Until we're trying to love, number one thing we have in Africa is the love. I repeat again. We don't have that love does not mean, hey brother, I love you. Love means if you can go far to present something for your people, not just your family. That's what we talk the love right now. If you're in position, if you're a politician, you're a governor, you cannot build a road for your people. You cannot give water to your people. You cannot build a marketplace for your people. You cannot be for sure for your people. That's evil. That's wickedness. And you take the money to your local area where you born and construct a nice house for them. That's what we're talking about here. You know, look after the people. Does that make sense right now? Now,
Yeah. Let
when
me contribute to this. And she said about the person that put up his hand and said Nigeria is too big, and Nigeria is less than the size of China. It's less than the size of Algeria, less than the size of Libya, and all these places they have one leader. What we need in Nigeria is discipline of the mind, and how you spend the money that is allocated for you. The man that said Nigeria is too big, he cannot. That means that kind of person cannot even manage his house. If you cannot manage your house, you cannot manage anywhere. I keep saying it to people, irrespective of how much we're going to preach from now to tomorrow, Nigeria is indivisible. And if you are whoever try to divide it, it's not going to be possible because there's no unity among
that's right.
brothers and sisters, among family members, among ethnicity, among between me and you. Anything can happen between me and you now. We will not say hello to each other for another 6 months.
I think I have to. I'm very sorry. I think Jeff called me early today. I think I have to go. Maybe
Okay.
All right.
next time.
Okay, before you go, just one more question before you go. So,
Okay.
how do you think, what about Nigerian community here? Do you think we are working as one body or not? Just last question. Briefly, you go. Because I'm trying to come there later, because we have to touch. If the educated ones are failing, then what will you think the lunatic will do? They call Nigeria. Yeah.
Look,
That's
brother,
a big question.
thank you for that question. I think that's the issue I said before. If you listen to my statement, because Nigeria here have one of the biggest problem themselves. We all scattered. We supposed to be the powerhouse of Africa and in Melbourne, in Australia even. Because the reason I said that, we have more intelligent people, professionals. in living in Victoria, in Australia, from Nigeria, all over Africa, we're educated, right?
Yeah.
But when you have a certain kind of people, what we discussed before, to segregate themselves, a certain group of people, and to dysfunction the other group of people, and call themselves kind of hierarchy. Some call themselves to be hierarchy, and the other different group of people. We have a problem here. We have a problem here. You cannot move forward. Okay. Now, recently, the Vietnamese committee was awarded $5 million to build a museum here in Victoria.
Wow.
But because we African, especially Nigeria, with dysfunction, we not organize properly. And when you're in position, you're trying to take over that within your group. Okay. So first of all, as I said before, the Yoruba have their group, the Igbo have their group, the Edo have their group. I don't know other group. So those groups need to first of all, the leader of those groups need to sit down on a round table and try to discuss within themselves and find how they can unite the both group to be one body. One body. Nigeria Association of Victoria has been dissolved open for many years because they fail to establish themselves as one body, and that's one of the biggest problems. To do that, they need to first of all put the hierarchy in whatever they classify themselves to be, and work as one. And that's the problem we have in Africa as well. Because if you live in overseas, you cannot work together as one. How can you work together when you return back home? Because
Yes.
you need to. That what Jeff said before. Say if you cannot manage your house, how are you going to manage outsider? So
Exactly.
which is the problem? Because if you call yourself you were educated, you got University of Melbourne degree certificate, you got Harvard University degree certificate, but
Mr. Emen, Mr. I want to say this, Emen. We know that there are a lot of Nigerians that are educated in this place.
Very educated. We say educated is just on the word.
Wait. Over some few weeks and from few months now, I've seen people coming up with flyers. Professor, doctor. Some of them have HK certificates. They never been to school. That is, they do counseling online, calling themselves professor, call themselves doctor. And I begin to wonder that this is another bad way of trying to make money or try to represent yourself when you know somebody like us are watching from afar. You know, I see some. I just copied it. I said to my friend, "Look, bro, this guy only has HK certificate. You know, and he's trying to get a diploma in the community service, but his profile says he's a professor. And he's doing online counseling to Uganda, to Kenya, to South Africa. He calls himself professor over here.
Anyway.
I think I have to go. I think the best thing I would say here, right? We need to first of all try to capture the mind of ourselves together.
Yeah.
Okay. Once we be able to capture that mind to be one, because the problem we have today, we're not united. And
all right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Emen, thank you for coming on the show. I will try to bring you back if you have a chance by next week Saturday, so we can leave this topic to be discussed.
Yeah, thanks. Hope to see you next Saturday, please. Okay, that was good to have Mr. Emen. That was so fun. Man, that was like, you know, he gave us such a landmark of things, you know. It was such a wonderful thing to have, you know, an input and, you know, a way knowledgeable someone who can tell us what is actually going on in the country. You know, both in Nigeria and here overseas. We know here, even here in Australia, we know that we have problem with Nigerian society. Yeah, I don't even know who is the president again. And
there's no president.
there is somebody who is parading himself as a president, bro.
What is going
I
on
will
here?
I will try to get some of them on my show, but if they refuse to come, I will air their video. I'm going to do. I'm going to have your video too. So, you guys will be shocked.
No, my video is my videos I did those days is so chaotic, and we embarrass them more.
So I decided to turn them more.
You know, at that time, people call police on me. At that time, it's enough for me to back off. I did not. So if you play those videos, a lot of people will lose their job.
Yeah, that's why I just keep quiet. So either invite you come here to come and make yourself clear, or you give me chance. All you can do is to take me. When you take me to court, then I open up the canker wall.
The Nigeria, Victoria, whatever it is, at the moment, is COVID-19 dead. And until COVID give us room to come together, that would not happen. And it's a lot of people have pulled back out of it because ego is one of the problems that destroyed the NSV and corruption. That destroyed it. People want to belong. People want to go there and belong, not to serve the interests of the people. They want to. I'm the president of the Nigerian Society of Victoria. They just want the name, but they do not care about the feelings of the other people. Now, if you want to be a president, whether as a Nigerian and you are living in Victoria, perhaps maybe you are not aware. And even if you are aware, you cannot afford to pay. It should be carried along. That's how I see the way association can grow. The fact that you are a president and you don't want to bring anybody along, you don't want to disclose, don't want to disclose the source of the income.
Yes.
And then you want to do some dodgy business with it. And people want to use the opportunity to become a parliamentarian. People want to go home and become a governor by saying I was the president of an NSB in Australia. Those are the profile they were building. They were not actually representing the people. Everybody were using the Nigeria Victoria to set up their own personal NGOs. So they were using Nigeria NSB to get grants that were never representing Nigeria NSB. So that is one of the reasons we were having conflict. There were a lot of conflict of interest. So ever since that conflict is to bring Nigeria NSB back to the limelight, the person that is going to organize it got to be mind clean. You got to do it with a clear conscience. He's not going to go out there and say, okay, because I'm an Igbo person, I'm going to represent the Igbos. Or if, of course, I'm a Yoruba person, I'm going to represent the Yorubas. If he's going there to do that, it's exactly what is happening in Nigeria. It's not going to work because so many of us are still watching. I'm not going to allow any nepotism, dichotomy, or whatever to take place. Either we represent ourselves as one Nigeria or no.
Anyway, next week, if anybody wants to dug in this video, next week we are going to look on Nigerian NIV here in Australia next week. So if you come across this video,
a situation whereby somebody who is not a taxi driver, who has never driven a taxi before, you don't even have a license. We're charging money to bring Nigeria ambassador to an event with over $150. So you can imagine it's more or less like somebody trying to
yes,
you know. So the place was so toxic. It's so toxic.
Anyway,
they raised funds to build a house. To this very moment,
I'm a Jeff.
So, something I don't want to talk about.
Allow him to finish. Allow him to finish.
No.
What are you hiding? What are you hiding? Allow him to finish.
Let's
allow him to finish.
Now. You know,
let's leave the oil tank for another day.
yes, let's do the oil tank for another day. I don't want you to turn
Because
it
actually,
now for them. We just have to do what we just have to calm down. Next week I will just be open and ask people to come in. We have Nigerian this thing next week. We'll discuss about Nigeria.
I will bring some critics around, people who can voice.
Pastor Lucky wanted to run for president too, and the election is coming soon. So anyway, we'll leave that one. Let's put it. Sorry guys that we chip in here in Australia, because while we condemn the leaders back home in Nigeria, we know that people here actually can be your leader tomorrow. A lot of them are well educated. A lot of them have their contact there. A lot of them sponsor people there. So we actually have to tackle them here too. We can't only focus on Nigeria. I know Ambassador Jeff is so vibrant to deal with them. You know, one good thing is that one good thing I like about Ambassador Jeff is that he so much have this heart to help people. You know, when you have this thing to help the vulnerable ones, any little thing they do to oppress them will make you feel no, they must get their rights. You know what I mean? But
see, in this world we live in, I use that phrase every time you see I do my video. You hear that the life we live is what we make out of it. If you want to live a Buaha life, that's what you're going to know. It's just like carrying you know those bear we used to dance masquerade. Boom, 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 boom. You make a lot of noise. So a lot of people are here in Victoria that want to live that kind of life. You help them drum that trumpet so that they can know them more better. A society where someone was sick for a Panadol, just to help him, so a sick person, he said because it's not registered as a Nigeria association, you cannot help that person. You know, so it is very, very, very awkward. You know, sit down.
Wow. Anyway, now wow.
Sit down.
Man.
Sit down.
I just feel like like we all look onto today, we find that the division of Nigeria is something that have to be fixed before we continue to see how that Nigeria have gone so bad that even the citizen we are debating is either to divide or either to stay one place. We don't know what to do now. The problem is that many people, reckon that we need new leaders, we need new experience, we need fresh blood, we need fresh face, we need fresh entirely team to make the country work. So Cynthia, what do you think? Do you think that division is the best? You bring up that back issue. Do you think that we can divide? If we divide, I just ask Cynthia. Yeah.
Okay, Cynthia, go ahead with a beautiful face. Say something.
To me, I think you should just give freedom to whoever that is demanding for that freedom.
Because so referendum, vote.
Okay. Let me come in here. People, when we talk about politics, you are talking about the soul, the heart. And then when you talk about freedom, first of all, you have to free your soul, free yourself. Free yourself. Let you feel free to do whatever you want to do. And if you cannot do that within your own space, then why calling for freedom that you are not going to get? Referendum is not coming to Nigeria. I listen. I watched Kanu yesterday. I watch him. I subscribe to the channel. It's on my Facebook as well.
Oh, really?
Every time he's broadcasting, I get a lot.
Okay,
I listen to him. You can't imagine. I listen to everything that's happening around me.
Okay.
And there's a lady that make a call to him from Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
The lady was pissed. Very, very pissed. The lady said he has 4 kids. And because he did not support the ideology of the way the people are handling the IPOP, she was booted out of the of the network.
Oh, I've come across that lady. Nene. She works with United Nations. And she worked with
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He was very, very furious. And when you say you want to become an IPOP and you are kicking people out, because he says that there are a lot of hierarchy people in that organization that are already hijacked.
Okay.
They have not yet get the referendum, but they are just drawing a map of referendum. And Buhari had never ring Kanu and say, okay, come to Nigeria, come and do referendum. The Imo State Governor, Enugu State Governor, Abia, Anambra, none of these people talk about referendum. Yeah, you do referendum on YouTube and Facebook. How does that work? You know, when you're talking about freedom,
awareness. Just telling the
there's
whole
something you
world
create awareness for. You want to create awareness for people to stop raping.
what people want, what actually people want. When you are, if your child is crying,
people that, excuse me, people that fight for freedom do it on the ground, not on YouTube. It's the same thing I tell people. People that do campaign on Facebook. Facebook don't vote. Social media don't vote. People that vote are on ground. There are things you do peacefully. There are things you do with a bullet. You understand what I'm trying to say? Cannot represent a very good dimension on how people can live have equality of life, a better life. But his approach is so radical that in the next 50 years, he might not even get there. You know? So IPOP is a benefit of the few. Like the woman rightly said, after that woman speaks, she now to collect the telephone number of the woman, and she now make it upon himself that he was going to call the woman back after rectifying the issue with the boys in Ireland. IPOP is everywhere. They are everywhere. They are everywhere. They are in Australia, they are in New Zealand, they are everywhere. But these people are only donating money to an account managed by one man. IPOP in Nigeria, maybe if there are too many, maybe less than 1,000. Because an Igbo man loves money more than every other Nigerian. And they like business. And they like to build home close to themselves. And none of these things, they don't want any of them to be broken. No, there's something when you break something, there's something when you destroy things. Igbo man will not lose a penny for no just cost. Like me, I will not lose $1 for something that I know is not worth it. The Igbos, probably they are the most richest Nigerians, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's Dangote from the north and the like, but if you combine the millionaires in Igbo land, I think they are more than what we have in Nigeria. You understand? Because they are all business minded, and in doing business, they scatter. They are like the Jewish. They are everywhere.
So are you coming back to Nnamdi Kanu that say he's a Jewish?
He's not a Jewish just because he's facing the war and praying to the war doesn't make him a Jewish.
Okay.
He's never a Jewish. His father is not a Jewish. His mother is not a Jewish. How did he become a Jewish? Because he's sick asylum in Israel. Let's forget about it. Ojukwu was not a Jewish. He's the one that brought revolution to change, to bring Biafra to where it is. We are talking about it now. I tell you, Biafra was the present day Cameroon. So, he's there. If the archives is there, Google it. Yeah, it's a fact. I'm not joking. The history is there. Just Google it.
So you say Igbos are from Cameroon?
You guys have, you see, there are over 4 million Igbos in Cameroon.
Did they win their war or just
holiday or for a photo?
What do you mean? Over maybe more than 4 million or 5 million Igbos in Cameroon. If you go to Equatorial Guinea, it's half of the country. The Igbos in South Africa, you know more than this. They are more than 30 or 40,000. So you don't, anywhere you go in Africa, there's
Or
an
you
Igbo.
mean in every country there is Igbo, or are you saying that Igbos are originated from Cameroon? I just don't get it.
They're from Cameroon.
Igbos are originated from the Cameroon.
They originated, that's what they said. If you go to history, 1914, we are talking about 1968 or 67, 68. Go back to 1914, 1911. Before the colonial masters started splitting Nigeria and splitting all the western region and destroying everything, they were braver. Mind you, the Edo Empire ruled across West Africa, all to the Bight of Calabar, the Bight of Benin. All these things were all ruled by Benin Kingdom. So, from Bight of Lopez to Equatorial Guinea towards the Calabar, that's how the Igbo came through from Calabar. And then you go to Port Harcourt, now they will tell you they are not Igbo. If you go to Calabar, they will tell you they are not Igbo. If you go to, there are a lot of people around there. Some of them are Shekiri, they are Uzon, and all that. So when you draw a map of Biafra, how do you draw it? That's where the conflicting interest is. Not just only the conflicting interest, the four governors. There should be four governors: Abia, Enugu, Imo, Anambra. There's Ebonyi over there. All these people have never come to an agreement to say, let team and form Biafra. Because all these people are all fighting.
There was a genuine agreement. Biafra was not formed by the Igbos. Biafra was formed by the Ijo, Ayai Opopo. You know, the name Biafra, when they suggested those things, people have to adapt to it. It's not an that forget Biafra. You know, when we're not talking about the Biafra, anyway, let's just think about this Biafra. We can discuss that next time. Let's just focus on that, our presidency. We only have like 10 minutes here to go. You know.
Okay.
There's been a wonderful day that we have, enjoyed quite a lot of things, Ambassador Jeff, now let's ask you, okay, let's start with Cynthia. Cynthia, how do you think, you say you don't want old leaders to come back to Nigeria, you want new faces. How do you think that Nigeria can move ahead? What do you think it takes to convince the youth to vote new leader? Do you know anything? Do you think anything?
That don't have anything.
Vote new leaders to bring in new people. What do you think? What will you do to convince you? Huh? What do you think the new generation needs to bring new leader instead of going back to the old folks?
Is that my question or Cynthia?
Okay. I don't know how it's gonna happen since this country called the Nigeria, even voting of 18 is not working. You find out that the number of people who voted is not the actual voting thing that happens. So I don't know how the youth would try to empower themselves and come out and stand on ground that the leadership should be in their court, because even the past leaders and their cabinet, and also they won't even get out of the way. They are godfathers, and so APC and so all those parties, one party they want to rule forever. So I don't know how it will happen for them to give the young generation, the youth, the chance, so that them also we can see what they will offer to us. So that's why I was saying that division might be the only solution, because I think if that happens, people can go in their various tribe and see to sort things out.
Have you ever erotic tomatoes before?
Eh?
Try to divide erotic tomatoes and see how it's going to be.
Ambassador Jeff.
Because it will be nice.
Together. Once we cut it, you can't bring them together.
Yeah, that's true. Ambassador Jeff, this in terms of this topic, it's kind of like very close to your heart, because at the moment there's a chaos in Benin City, where APC and PDP, the governor of the town, Edo people seems not to like him and still have his supporters. So what do you think is the way forward to get new people, new leader in Nigeria, even in Edo State, to make things happen?
For Edo State, I don't want to start talking about it that much, because I did a video some few minutes ago.
Okay.
That is over already, probably up to 800 views already.
So guys, So guys, if you are here, Ambassador Jeff, you can, in terms of the about Edo problems and those things, you can check out Ambassador Jeff Facebook page, has Instagram, and also guys, if you are watching later, you can always support his work, his foundation, help for the guests.
So in terms of politics in Edo or Nigerian politics, maybe put Edo into perspective for what is going on there. There's what we call paid spectators.
Yeah.
In politics, the people that are making noise in Edo State at the moment are paid spectators. Paid spectators actually don't vote for the people they are collecting money from.
Yes.
Because nobody knows who you vote for. It's the secret between the voter and the person they are supporting. So majority of the people that are making a lot of noise on ground are paid spectators. They are only there for their stomach infrastructure. They are not there for the development of the state. They are not there to develop even their own street. They are only there just to grab. If you give a hungry person 1,000 naira, it will pray for you 1,000 times. That is exactly what is happening there. So the case of Izeyamu and Obaseki, Ushumule, Tinubu, Buhari, APC, PDP, all the noise coming out of there are paid spectators. It's not a genuine agitation. Even most of the people that are in Europe making those videos are paid spectators. They are not genuine. If you ask every one of them from their own heart, they cannot single-handedly come out and say, this is the reason why I'm supporting this man. You understand what I'm trying to say here? And I'm going to say it again. For a governor to be successful, must be able to provide security. That is a word that I put that word in the envelope. When you open the envelope with that letter and you read it, security is education. Security is education. Security is water supply. Security is about providing for the needy. Security is road, electricity. Security is about protecting lives and properties. If a governor cannot do only two in 4 years out of that, let's take education and health, or take electricity and health, because both of them collide together. You understand what I'm trying to say here? Yep. Without a proper electricity, the health system will not function. Without a proper electricity, the agricultural sector will not function. Without a proper electricity, the road will not function. Security will not function. A society where you don't have the police station, police don't have cars. They don't have. That's why mobilization is a problem. That if you call a policeman to come and rescue you, he will ask you for mobilization fees. Just a minute. What I'm trying to say here, security. So for a government to function properly, he must take security very important, and it must be a team leader. So whatever that is happening in Edo or Nigerian politics are paid spectators. Everybody want to be on top. Now, if you listen to Buhari broadcast, his broadcast implicated him. He is not conversant with the constitution of a political party he's the head of. Now, when he set up the interim government, interim members to take over the NWC, who's that? Just a minute. I think my kid want to come in here.
You can play your music. Let's cool our brain.
I'm here.
Okay.
Oh.
So sorry.
Yes, so after the play my music, you will dance.
Yeah, I will dance.
So if we see in his constitution, APC constitution said the constitution did not allow any member of a government, any member of their government that is holding a political position to be a member of an interim member of any organization come out from the political system. He violated it. He violated it. You know, the baby want to sleep. Anyway, we're going to close out. So he violated it. So he tried to stamp his authority on a political party. He does not know the constitution. At least they would have briefed him before making all those announcements. And I expected more lawsuits to come across him. He tried to sideline Tinubu, who is the godfather that brought him to power.
Yes.
So a system with a divided house will never work.
So way forward, what do you think now is the way forward?
The way forward is for him to become conversant with the constitution and rule the country with the constitution of the party provided that bring it to power. See, there has two constitutions that is following there, or three. One is the party constitution. Two is the Federal Republic of Nigeria South Side Constitution, because the constitution for the North is different. Yeah, go and check it out. The constitution that the southern part of Nigeria are using is different from what the northern people are using. So that is what we are facing. For Nigerians to prevail in Africa, we must first of all put on a structure that recognizes us as one Nigeria.
Great dancer.
I like dancing.
You're a good dancer.
Yeah, dancing is good for you because what happens is that it helps you, it relaxes you a lot, you know. If you I always tell people, if you're a Christian too, Bible says that, your happiness, no one can take it away. You own your happiness. You have to make yourself happy, irrespective of how things are throwing on you, the stress you are going through, the battle you are going through, the struggle of the day. You have to dance just to relieve yourself from those stress that you have in your heart. It's very important. Always make yourself happy. Happiness does not cost anything. Happiness is something that both the poor, both the rich, and both the wretched can give to themselves. You just have to make yourself happy. You have to try as much as possible to make yourself happy. The only property you have on planet Earth is your body and it's your soul. So if you cannot do that, then you're in a big problem. Even though you have millions of naira, millions of dollars, you won't be happy. If you're not happy when you don't have, you won't be happy when you have those money, because when you have those money, you begin to think you wanted to stay on top. So you don't want the money to go. That's where you have a problem. So happiness is something that you need to always give yourself. If it is not music that makes you happy, maybe you like riding bicycle, you always try to find your hobby. Hobby is very important. That makes you happy. Myself, I like music. It makes me happy. Sometimes I go up and play school. I do other things, Just make yourself happy. That's the idea here today. Anyway, guys.